In Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 10, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. Let me explain that verse in 20th century symbols. And I want you to apply it, whether you're a teacher or you're a student. Some of you who are teaching, perhaps you go back to school. Because many people never reach great heights because they never try. They just don't have the spirit to make that concentrated, perspiring effort. Here's what with all your mind means in Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 10. In the room where I'm staying, there's a washer, and I believe a dryer. I hadn't looked that closely. The way the process goes, you put the clothes in the washer, am I right? And it goes through something. And at the end, the last act, I think, is a spin cycle where it spins for about 5 minutes. And then you take it out to put it in the dryer. Here's my question. When you take that garment out of the washer, is water dripping out of it? No. Why? It went through what? Spin cycle. Then why do you put it in the dryer? You said there's no water dripping out of it. Why do you put it in the dryer? Because there's still water in it, but it's not dripping. Now, you take someone with strong enough forearms to wring that garment. What would happen? Water would slip out, drip. I want you to imagine your brain as that damp garment. Here's what many of us don't do. We never do what? Wring our brain. And so that degree of genius that is still there never comes out. And so young people decide, I cannot do calculus. Have you wrung your brain? No. I cannot do medicine. Have you wrung your brain? No. I cannot do history. How do you know? Have you given it a concentrated effort? No. Can you memorize a chapter of the Bible? No. How do you know? I just can't do it. My brothers and sisters, God requires us to tax the brain. How much of the brain is used in a lifetime? 15, 20%, that much? Less than that. Isn't that a shame? There's a young lady in Kenya. I suggested to her she begin memorizing Bible passages. No, she said, no, I can't do it. I said, how do you know that? I can't do it. Don't ask me to do that, I cannot do it. I said, what's your telephone number? She gave it to me. Where do you live? How many miles? About 15 miles. Do you know every left turn and right turn to get home? Yes. How do you know it? I learned it. Why? It's important to me. I need to get home. What's your boyfriend's number? You see what I'm getting at? For her, Bible memorization was not a priority at all. As it isn't for most Christians. Even though the Bible says, thy word have I hid in my heart, that I might not sin against thee. So I exerted my ecclesiastical authority. And I said, I want you to try. She trusted me. She said, okay. I gave her 3 John, just 14 verses. And she would text me back and forth, email me with her progress. When she got to verse 5 of 3 John, she was so excited. She emailed me. She said, I cannot believe I have gotten to verse 5. Then she finished the whole chapter. I called her on the phone, long distance to Kenya, to have her recite, and she recited it without missing a word. She said, Pastor, give me another chapter. I gave her Revelation chapter 15, just 8 verses. She finished it. Pastor, give me another chapter. I gave her Isaiah 58. Then I gave her 1 Corinthians 13. Then I gave her John 14. John 14 has about 31 verses. Now she's on Psalm 32. And she just won't stop. Now, her work requires that she travel all over Kenya. She drives one town to the next, one town to the next, all the time. I said, look, you are in a prime position to recite the word over and over. When you drive, you simply can't sit. Mind, Character, and Personality, Volume 2, page 601, paragraph 4. Ellen White writes these words: the power of self-restraint strengthens by exercise. That which at first seems difficult, by constant repetition grows easy, and right thoughts and actions become habitual. What was it? The power of self-restraint strengthens by exercise. That which at first seems difficult. What seems difficult in your life that you hesitate to do? Whatever it is, listen to inspired wisdom. That which at first seems difficult, by constant repetition grows easy. Now that's a law. And the remarkable thing is the way that quotation ends: and right thoughts and actions become habitual. In other words, as habitual as sinful thoughts and actions are, by a concentrated effort empowered by the Spirit of God, you and I can by habit have right thoughts and right actions. But we must be willing constant repetition.